Today I'm going to show you how to make some faux washi tape strips that you can use in your scrapbooking or sell on your website or for all kinds of fun projects. Before anybody comments or complains, this is not washi tape, it's a faux washi tape. So if you've ever shopped for washi tape patterns that are custom, you know that you have to order it in bulk. Most of the time, the order is an order of like 100 rolls or some kind of bulk order. And if it's not in your budget or you don't really want that many rolls to just lying around, or you don't think you're going to sell 100 rolls worth, you might want to consider making these fun washi tape strips. If you've seen my video on creating digital paper to sell on Etsy, which is linked right here, then you know that people will buy these kind of items and they're looking for like scrapbook type of items, even if it's in a digital format. Well, you could even sell washi tape strips in a digital format that somebody prints at home on sticker paper, and then they cut it out and you have these like cute strips of stickers that you could use for scrapbooking or envelopes or whatever. I am using Procreate for all of my artwork today, and I have my canvas sized at 8.5 by 11 because that is the size that I can easily print at home here in the US, and I have sticker paper in this size. You can make it whatever size you wish. So I have my canvas here, and I'm going to need to fill it with like rectangular strips that I can easily cut out with my paper cutter to make like washi tape. So I'll make a template first that I can clip my patterns down onto. So in my first layer here, I'm going to use the select tool and have it highlighted on rectangle and color fill. It doesn't matter what color you're using because you're going to clip your design down to this template. So I'll just go ahead and make a rectangle. And if you want to be really particular with how wide this is and what size, you can either tap here to see the dimensions and specifically set whatever dimensions you wish. If you're working at 300 dots per inch, which I always recommend, then you can calculate out how many pixels wide you need it to be. Or you can go up here to Canvas and turn on your drawing guide, edit your drawing guide to the 2D grid, and right here where it says grid size, you can tap on that and change it from pixels to centimeters, millimeters, inches, and then you can easily see how wide your rectangular shape is. So I'm going to push inches because it's easiest for me, and I'm going to put in 0.25 to make all my boxes a 1/4 inch and press done. Just make it whatever size works for you. So now I can see that my washi tape strip is like 2.5 of these boxes. So I'm going to size it down a little bit, push select and then go into freeform, and then just bring it down so that it is one of these boxes wide, and then I'll probably make another strip that's 1/2 inch. So then I would do 2 boxes wide. So you can see how easy it is to size it to whatever size you wish. And that looks pretty good there. So I'll duplicate it and I'm just going to scooch it over here, and I'm going to make this one a little wider. So I'll go ahead and make this one 1/2 inch, and you can see as you're moving it how many pixels it is. So I can see it's like 150 pixels. Okay, so now I have 2 sizes to work with. I find this grid to be very distracting, so I'm going to turn it back off because I don't need it anymore. I already know that my thin strip is a 1/4 inch and my thicker strip is 1/2 inch, and I don't think I'll make anything wider than that today. But you could make it custom to whatever you need or whatever sizes you want to make. And now I have a nice template to work with. I'm going to group these up into a folder here, and they'll be like my originals that I don't really mess with. And then I know whenever I need a 1/4 inch strip, I'm just going to duplicate it and pull one of those out here and use that one here and leave my originals alone. I think it's a little bit hard to see on this video with the 1/4 inch strip, so I'll be working with the 1/2 inch strip here just so you guys can see it a little better. But when you print it out, you can always see what size you think works well for the project that you have envisioned. So I'm going to work with all 1/2 inch strips here today. I'm just going to duplicate it across my canvas here so I have lots of strips to work with, leaving a little bit of space in between them because it is kind of hard if you have them all on top of each other when you're printing and you have to cut it out with your paper cutter. I don't really want to risk getting any of the pattern that's like next to it included. I just want to have a little leeway between my strips so that I can have some space when I'm using my paper cutter. So I'll duplicate this all the way across my canvas and then I'll meet you back here. So I have a lot of nice strips here to work with. I already have patterns that I've exported that I'll work with to make my washi tape, but you could do even something simple like putting stripes or hearts, or even just like doodle something or write something across it. Since I have my pattern blocks exported, I'll just import them from my camera roll. I have this diagonal stripe pattern that we made in a previous tutorial, which I'll link up here, and I'm going to use that for some of my strips. So I have it covering all of my strips right now, and what you could do is you could merge these down if you wanted to have several strips with the same pattern. Like say I want these first 3 with the same pattern, I could group those up and then flatten it down and then put my pattern block right over top of those 3. And then just press clipping mask, and then those ones are automatically all 3 filled in with that cute pattern. And then that makes it really easy to, when you print it out, just to cut it down with your paper cutter, and you have these perfect strips with this diagonal pattern on it. So for this next one here, I'll put the pattern block directly above it because I only want this strip to be the pattern that I'm going to import. I have my pattern here, and it's kind of big for a washi tape, so I'll resize it down. This is a seamless repeat, so I can just go ahead and duplicate it as many times as I need to fill the strip. The first thing I want to do is rotate it so that it is in this orientation. So I'll have it turned, and then I'll duplicate it, and I have snapping turned on and magnetics so that I can easily duplicate and snap to the previous pattern block. And I'll just go ahead and fill the space. Okay, so that looks good. I've duplicated and I've filled across the whole washi tape strip. So I'll merge down those pattern blocks, and I'm going to press clipping mask and see how it looks on my washi tape. And then I can kind of arrange it so that it's showing the patterns that I want to be revealed on the tape. If you need to, you can resize and follow the same process, duplicating and repeating your pattern block across your tape. Okay, so I have these 3 strips set up so far, and those are coming out pretty cute. And then I will show you how you could decorate these final ones here. You could make them different colors, you could add like hearts, there's all kinds of fun things you could do to make these really unique. So I'll just go ahead and decorate the final 4 strips here, and then show you how I would print this and cut it out to be used in projects. So I have my full sheet filled here with the patterns. I've turned off the background layer so that we can more easily see where these split up, because a lot of my backgrounds are white here, so it was kind of hard to see. So I have all these strips. I'm going to go ahead and print it, and then I'll cut it into strips and show you all of the fun ways you can use this. If you need help with how to offer this as a product to a customer, then you should watch my video where I teach you how to sell these digital products on Etsy. I'll link it up here in the cards so that you can easily find it. But I have a really comprehensive tutorial on how to sell digital papers with your patterns on them, and you would follow the same like tips and techniques for selling washi tape strips. When you're ready to export your file, click the wrench, which is the actions menu, press share, and then I would like to share this or save this as a PDF. I click best, You could also save it as a JPEG or a PNG and just save it to your camera roll. Just make sure when you're printing that it's actually printing at the 8.5 by 11 or whatever your standard size is. And then I have my PDF here in my files that I can easily print here at home and cut it into the strips on my sticker paper. I've printed this on my Canon Pixma IX6820, which I have linked in the description of this video. This is just printed on sticker paper, and I'll link the labels that I use as well. I'm going to cut it out with my paper cutter into nice washi strips so that I can use it for like sealing envelopes or other fun projects. So now we have all of these fun washi strips to play with, and you can see how cute it came out. It's just a really fun way to be able to use your patterns for something a little bit different. I hope this tutorial was fun for you and you find some really cool ways to use your artwork like this.